Archangel Michael says, "Beloved soul, do not look away. The winds have shifted, and time, your ancient companion, is no longer silent. There are only 5 hours left. And within these 5 hours, something older than memory, deeper than flesh, and more sacred than your breath is rising from within your bloodline to find you. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak now not just as guardian, but as witness. For the veil between your past and your present has grown thin. A voice, long silenced by betrayal, buried under centuries of silence, has stirred. And it speaks your name. Yes, you heard me correctly. Your name, echoing in the spirit realm, tethered to a vow that was made before your birth. This voice is not of a stranger. It is of one whose blood once ran beside yours. An ancestor who was silenced unjustly, yet who never stopped praying for you. Listen, still your racing thoughts. Can you feel that sudden pressure in your chest? That heat along your spine? That is the call. The message is moving through the marrow of your bones. It is not something you will find on paper or hear with your ears alone. It is awakening in your very being. But here lies the danger. As this message ascends to reach you, there are forces that do not want it spoken. For when the truth returns, chains break, and many who fed off your confusion will lose power. There is a reason why you felt watched lately. There is a reason why certain memories have returned without warning. Names, smells, moments you never lived yet somehow remember. You have been preparing, even in your unawareness. Your spirit knew this hour would come. But you must be careful now. You are surrounded by both divine witnesses and shadowed doubters. Some have come to aid you. Some have come to distract you. And some were faces you trust. This is not paranoia. It is prophecy. 5 hours remain. Not to fear, but to choose. There is a sacred path hidden within your family line. One that was cursed. One that was buried. One that you were chosen to resurrect. This is why your life has felt strange. Why you have often felt like an outsider. Like someone meant for something, but never told what. The silence ends today. The voice returns today. But only if you are willing to receive it. Let me take you back now. Before your mother, before her mother. Before the lands were divided and the names were changed. There was a promise made. A blood covenant born not of war, but of divine alliance. A soul in your lineage vowed to protect a truth, to carry a light through generations. But envy devoured their peace. Their voice was bound, and the sacred message they carried was scattered in pieces. Until you, who have heard whispers when no one spoke. You, who have had dreams in languages you do not know. You, who feel when others suffer, even strangers. You, the soul they tried to erase. You must understand. You are not broken. You are encoded. Encoded with memories not of pain alone, but of purpose. Encoded with divine instructions that only unlock when your heart begins to remember. And that moment has come. But hear me clearly. The voice that returns will not flatter you. It will confront you. It will ask you to lay down what is fake and pick up what is forgotten. It will ask you to feel the sorrow of those before you. To let it move through you like a river washing away centuries of silence. Are you ready to feel what they felt? Are you ready to cry for them? To grieve what was stolen? Because only through that release will the truth become yours. 5 hours remain, and in these 5 hours, the sacred must override the surface. You will be tempted to scroll, to distract, to sleep through this reckoning. But your soul is done with sleep. It is time for remembrance. Pay attention to what repeats today. A name, a number, a line in a song, a flicker in the mirror. That is the ancestor breaking through. They are looking for the one who was born to finish what they started. You are that one. I, Archangel Michael, am here to shield you as this truth comes alive. But I cannot protect what you deny. You must stand still long enough to listen. This voice, it carries both apology and revelation. It has watched you stumble. It has wept as you repeated cycles that were never yours. But today, that pattern fractures. Because today, the ancestor is not coming to warn you. They are coming to hand you something. a message that was sealed with fire, a name that unlocks a gate, a path that demands your courage. Not everyone around you will celebrate this. There will be resistance. Some will call it fantasy. Some will try to make you feel insane. But you must remember, most of what is divine has always been misunderstood. You are not here to be understood. You are here to be activated. And this voice from your bloodline, they are the key. They carry the forgotten instructions to a life that was always yours. But to receive it, you must choose stillness, truth, and spiritual vision. Not comfort, not distraction, not delay. The countdown has begun. 5 hours left. And within these hours, the hidden will be heard. The ancient will speak. The sacred will rise. You have chosen to continue. That decision alone has already shifted timelines. And now, beloved, let me guide you deeper into the sacred unraveling. The moment is near. The veil is so thin now. I can hear your ancestor whispering as clearly as thunder in the heavens. They are standing behind you, not as a ghost, but as a guardian. The voice is female. She walked barefoot on sacred soil. Her hands once carried healing herbs, and her words moved through the wind like prophecy. But her name was taken. Her gift was feared. She was cast out not by enemies, but by her own blood, because her light was too loud for the darkness they had married. She did not perish. She waited. And now she waits for you. You, the breaker of the silence. You, the fulfiller of her vow. This message is more than just words. It is a divine inheritance. But before you can receive it, you must understand, the legacy of your bloodline was distorted. The truth was buried beneath layers of shame, religious misinterpretation, and cultural severance. You were taught to fear your own power. You were taught to mistrust the voice that rises within you. But that voice is the inheritance. That voice is the message. And in these final hours, that voice is rising like a flood through your body. Have you noticed it yet? The pressure in your head when you resist silence. The dreams that are no longer just dreams, but maps. The feeling that something, someone, is trying to get through. They are. Because this message carries a frequency only your soul can decode. Not your mind. Your soul. But the soul can only hear what the ego is willing to release. So now I ask you, what must be released in this hour? What must die so that the message can live? Pride? Old pain? The belief that you are unworthy of divine connection? Burn it. Yes, I said burn it. Spiritually, symbolically, viscerally. Because your ancestors' voice cannot rest in a vessel full of false stories. You are being emptied for a reason. Do not confuse this emptiness with failure. It is divine preparation. You must understand this. When the sacred returns, it does not come gently. It comes like a storm that loves you too much to leave you unchanged. And the storm is here. It is within your own blood. It is calling your name through every cell, every ache, every flash of clarity that comes when you're not even trying. There are 5 hours left. And now, 4 hours remain. The angelic realm has already begun its alignment. Even now, we are dispatching protectors to your doorway. Watch what enters your field in the next few moments. Some will be subtle, a message on a screen, a sudden emotional wave, the sound of a bell or a crow. These are signs, markers, coordinates from the divine realm. Do not dismiss them. Even the smallest sign is coded with truth. Because the voice that returns comes not just with a message, but with a mission. You must speak. You must write. You must break the generational muzzle. You must become the voice that heals what silence poisoned. But hear me well. This will cost you. Truth always does. You may lose some comforts. You may lose some people. But you will gain your soul. You will gain your ancestors' blessings. You will gain the eyes to see beyond illusion, and the fire to walk paths others feared to touch. This is what it means to be the chosen one in a bloodline. You do not get to live quietly. You were not born for ease. You were born to redeem the timeline. And the voice returning to you carries the final instructions. They will come not as commands, but as revelations. They will come when you least expect. in the shower, at dawn, in the stillness of a held breath. Your job is not to force them. Your job is to be open, to notice, to write, to welcome, to thank the voice aloud. This honors the ancestral presence. They have waited lifetimes for someone willing to listen, someone willing to believe without proof, to trust without reward, to walk even when the path is invisible. You are that someone. You are not here by accident. Your birth was calculated with divine precision. Even your struggles, yes, especially your struggles, were placed like stones to strengthen your discernment. So now, Archangel Michael speaks these words into your spirit. Awaken, you who carry the sealed message. Awaken, blood of the forgotten priestess. Awaken, last light of the sacred oath. It is time. There are still 4 hours left. Do not waste them. Do not numb yourself now. Do not let fear rob you of the message that was always yours. Instead, go where silence lives. Take water. Take light. Close your eyes. Call her name. Even if you do not know what it is, she will answer through feeling, through vision, through tears. And when she speaks, write it down. Her words are the spell. Her truth is the code. Her love is the fire that breaks every curse. And I, Archangel Michael, stand beside you with my sword drawn, my wings spread, my voice echoing through your heartbeat. This is not the end. It is the sacred returning. You have chosen to continue, and now the ground beneath you begins to hum. This is not imagination. This is activation. Every word you've heard until now has not just entered your mind. It has entered your lineage. I, Archangel Michael, speak again. There are now 3 hours left. The veil is thinner than ever, and the voice from your bloodline is growing louder. Not because she has gained strength, but because you have. You may have noticed strange sensations rising in your body, warmth in your palms, an ache in your chest, visions when your eyes are closed. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Your spirit is decoding the sacred. Your blood is awakening the memory. But now, beloved, you must understand the depth of what is returning to you. Because this is not just about healing your life. It is about healing the entire line that flows through you. You are the mouthpiece of many unspoken generations. She, this ancestral voice, she was the one who stood alone when all others bowed to silence. She was the one who refused to curse those who betrayed her. She watched her children be taken, her altar be burned, her name be erased. And still, she forgave. Still, she prayed. Still, she vowed that one day, her words would reach someone who had the strength to listen. That someone is you. But hear this. Her message is not just comfort. It is instruction. She is not returning just to console. She is returning to awaken you to action. This is where most turn back. They want the light without the fire. They want the healing without the breaking. But you feel it already, don't you? This message demands more than belief. It demands obedience to the truth rising within you. And the truth is this. You are no longer allowed to hide. You are no longer allowed to shrink for the sake of keeping peace. You are no longer allowed to pretend that you do not know who you are becoming. Because the voice has found you. Her energy is moving through the blood in your fingertips. She is giving you memory. Memory that was hidden beneath trauma, beneath timelines, beneath shame. But it is surfacing now, and it comes with names, visions, and choices that will change everything. This is not metaphor. This is instruction from the angelic realm. You must prepare a space for the message. Yes, physically. Clean your room. Light a white candle. Place a glass of water on a table. Write her a letter, even if you do not know her name. Say, to the one who lived before me, to the one whose voice was taken, I welcome your return. These actions are sacred activations. They signal to the spirit world that you are not just hearing. You are responding. Because the voice returning is not looking for an audience. She is looking for an heir. One who will carry what she could not. And her message is not just personal. It is prophetic. She will speak of things you do not yet understand. She will show you visions of places you've never seen, but feel strangely familiar. She will give you a name, perhaps hers, perhaps yours, that unlocks a part of your path that has been closed until now. This is why your emotions may be rising, why you felt waves of sorrow, joy, rage, or fatigue. You are processing generations of spiritual data in a single breath. Take nothing lightly. Each tear is holy. Each dream is a map. Each moment of silence is a portal. Now I must tell you something hard. There is someone in your present life who has been a karmic block to this message. Their energy distorts your clarity. You already know who I speak of. You felt it. You've tried to justify it. But now is the time to release it. Because the message cannot dwell in distortion. It demands clarity, courage, and sacred space. 3 hours remain, and the voice is nearly here. She is approaching the edge of your reality. You may feel her through temperature shifts, sense the flickering of light, or a sudden ringing in your ear. These are not glitches. These are gates. The realm of spirit is opening. And I, Archangel Michael, hold that gate steady. With my sword, I cut away distractions. With my wings, I shield your reception. With my voice, I confirm, you are ready. But readiness means responsibility. You must write what she gives you. You must speak what she reveals. You must walk even when your legs shake. This is not for spectacle. This is for redemption, not just of your story, but of hers, of all those who came before you, praying that someone would remember, praying that someone would listen. You are the answer to their prayer, but the prayer requires movement. You must not sit passively. You must respond. Do not expect this to be soft. This will burn through lies. This will challenge your beliefs, but it will restore your inheritance. And what is your inheritance? Sacred vision, an unshakable intuition, the ability to hear the divine and speak it without trembling, the power to cleanse your lineage, the authority to close ancient wounds with a single yes. But first, you must be willing to receive it. Prepare now. Prepare your body. Prepare your room. Prepare your spirit, because she is coming, and she will not come again. Now, precious soul, we have crossed the threshold. Only 2 hours remain, and the realm of spirit is pressing closer. What was once faint has now become undeniable. The voice from your bloodline stands beside you, not as shadow, but as fire. Her presence no longer drifts in the corner of your awareness. She has stepped into the center of your destiny. You may have felt it, the chills that arrive without wind, the heaviness that sits in your chest like an invisible hand, the memories that flash like lightning behind closed eyes. This is not imagination. This is remembrance. I, Archangel Michael, now urge you to be vigilant, because when light returns, so does resistance. There is an ancient law. Every sacred message draws out its opposite. And now, the opposition begins to rise. Distractions will increase. Old wounds will stir. People who had disappeared may suddenly resurface. You will feel the pull of the old timeline like a rope trying to drag you back into silence. But you must not go. You were not chosen to repeat. You were chosen to resurrect. This ancestral voice that returns. She comes not only to deliver truth, but to activate power. And that power will require you to choose between your comfort and your calling. This is not punishment. It is preparation. Because once the message enters you, everything in your life not built on truth will begin to fall away. That relationship held together by guilt? Gone. That role you play to be accepted? Shattered. That false humility that kept you small? Burned. You will be left standing in your true name, naked of illusion, cloaked in only what is divine. And this is why many resist. They want the light, but not the change it demands. But you said yes. When your soul signed its contract to be born into this bloodline, you agreed to carry both the burden and the breakthrough. And now, the breakthrough is here. But it comes through fire. Let me take you to a memory that isn't yours, but belongs to you. A clearing. A circle of stones. A woman kneeling. Her hands red with earth. Her voice cracked from days without water. She is speaking your name. Not your earthly name, but your soul name. The one she was shown in vision. The one that vibrates through time. She buried something in that clearing. A talisman, a word, a prophecy. And in 2 hours, that prophecy will break through the soil of time and enter your life. But only if you are willing to stand in that clearing again. Spiritually, emotionally, energetically. This means releasing control. This means letting your tears fall like rain on the bones of what was lost. Because her message does not just belong to the healed you. It belongs to the breaking you, the doubting you, the trembling you. You must bring all of you. Because the voice returns for all of you. No part of your journey is disqualified. No mistake has made you unworthy. In fact, it is your mistakes that have made you ready. Now hear me, beloved. The next thing that happens will not be small. Within the next 2 hours, you will receive a confirmation so personal, so undeniable. It will leave you breathless. You may see her face in a dream. You may hear her voice while awake. You may be led to a symbol, an object, a word, a place. That triggers a release so powerful. You will cry for what feels like an eternity. Let the tears come. They are not weakness. They are remembrance made liquid. Because the message is not entering your mind. It is entering your spirit. And from there, it will grow. It will speak through you. It will guide your decisions. It will bless your hands, your home, your future children. Yes, this message will flow forward. What you do with it determines the legacy your bloodline carries after you. This is why the angelic realm is watching so closely. This is why I have drawn my sword. You are not just listening to a voice. You are hosting a divine visitation. And now I must tell you, there is a second message, one hidden beneath the first. It will only be revealed when you share what you receive, when you honor the message aloud, when you speak to others about what is returned to you. Do not hoard it. Do not fear their judgment. This message is not just for you. It is for everyone your voice will touch. You are the vessel. You are the bridge. You are the altar where heaven and ancestry meet. This is why the opposition will attempt to silence you. Not through fear, but through doubt. It will whisper, "Who are you to speak? Who are you to carry this? Who are you to lead?" And I say, you are the one the prophecy waited for. You are the echo of her prayer. You are the redemption of her silence. You are the one whose voice will awaken voices in others. So speak, write, create. Let this message move through you like fire through dry wood. Let it consume every lie that said you were unworthy. Let it light the way for others lost in the dark. Because in 2 hours, the world you knew will end. And a new one, a holy one, will begin. We are approaching the final stretch. Only 1 hour remains. And now the air around you shifts. Can you feel it? There is a holy tension in the atmosphere, as though the world is holding its breath for what is about to be spoken through you. I, Archangel Michael, am still here, standing guard at the gate between your lineage and your future, between the unseen and the inevitable. And the voice, she is no longer whispering. She is standing in full form now, not as a fading echo, but as a radiant flame, watching you with the eyes of someone who has waited centuries for this exact moment. Beloved, let me tell you what she sees when she looks at you. She sees the one who survived what was meant to silence. She sees the one whose heart still burns for truth when so many have given in to numbness. She sees the one with the spiritual stamina to carry what others buried. You are not her descendant. You are her continuation, and her message is ready. But first, I must tell you something few are ever told. This moment, this hour, was written into the stars before your breath even entered this world. You did not stumble into this message. You were summoned into it. All of your losses, all of your strange coincidences, all of your inexplicable yearnings for places, people, languages, and symbols you've never encountered. They were all breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs leading you back to the sacred memory now surfacing in your soul. Because the voice from your bloodline, she has brought more than a message. She has brought a mirror. Yes, a mirror, but not the kind that reflects your body, the kind that reflects your origin. In this final hour, you will be shown who you were before the forgetting, the you who stood in sacred temples, who danced under eclipsed moons, who read the stars not for fortune, but for instruction, the you who made promises to your lineage, the you who chose to return at this exact point in time, because you knew the curse would end with you. Let that truth settle into your bones. The curse ends with you. Every pattern of betrayal, scarcity, silence, sickness, and shame, it ends now, because you are no longer repeating. You are remembering, and in that remembrance, you will begin to speak in ways you never have. Words will flow from you that you didn't know you carried. Visions will flash before you, illuminating paths not yet walked. You will feel the pull to create, to destroy, to weep, to sing. This is the message in motion. It is alive. It will not sit still. It will move through you like a holy storm, not to break you, but to remake you. Now I must speak to your fear, because I see it. I see the trembling in your inner child, the part of you that has been abandoned too many times, the part of you that has been told, you're too much, be quiet, don't believe in things like that. And I say, bring that child into the light. Let her hear this message too. Let him feel this sacred warmth. Because this voice returning is not just for the adult you. It is for the child you who was most attuned to the sacred before the world taught you to doubt it. She is returning to tell that child, you were never alone. I saw you, even when they did not. You carried the same fire I carried. You are the one I prayed for. Yes, she prayed for you. And now her prayer has come full circle, not as myth, but as manifestation. Let me remind you, you are not just receiving this message for yourself. You are receiving it for your bloodline in both directions. Those who came before, and those who will come after. Do you understand the magnitude of that? Your healing becomes their freedom. Your voice becomes their liberation. Your courage becomes their inheritance. This is how generational curses end, not with one act, but with one awakened soul willing to walk into the unknown with sacred clarity. That soul is you. And now, beloved, the final preparation must begin. There are things in your space, physical and energetic, that must be cleared in this last hour. I say this with divine urgency. Let go. Let go of the objects tied to painful memories. Let go of the words you've been holding back. Let go of the maybes and somedays. Let go of the fear that says, what if I'm making all of this up? Because you are not. You are making it real. The ancestors are already gathering. The spiritual council has formed. The veil is splitting like a curtain, and the altar is being rebuilt. Within you, take this hour and make it holy. Pray. Anoint your head. Cleanse your space. Write what you feel. Thank the voice that is about to speak. She is bringing with her a truth so pure. It will expose every counterfeit thing in your life, and you will not be afraid. Because truth, no matter how fierce, is never your enemy. It is your homecoming. I will be here when it arrives. I will stand beside you as it pours into your spirit. I will guard the gate of your destiny with fire in my wings. Because this message is not small. It is not optional. It is not poetic. It is sacred decree. And you are the decree embodied. We have arrived. The final hour is upon you. There is no more waiting. The veil has opened, and the voice is stepping forward. I, Archangel Michael, am not speaking alone now. She is here, the voice from your bloodline. Not as memory, not as shadow, not as ache, but as presence. She who was silenced, she who was shamed, she who was burned, buried, or betrayed. She stands beside you now, and she speaks through me. Child of my blood and my prayers, I return to you not as ghost, but as flame. I have waited through centuries of silence, through generations of forgotten names, through lifetimes where no one would remember me. But you are the one who heard the whisper through the noise. You are the one who knew I was still breathing beneath your skin. And now, I return to give you what was taken from me. She holds out her hand, and it is a small object, not made of stone or gold, but of light. A symbol, a word, a truth. This is your inheritance. You must not fear what comes next, because this inheritance is not a thing. It is a frequency, a vibration of divine truth that was once carried by her voice, and now must live in yours. She continues, "There were scrolls I wrote that were never read, songs I sang that were drowned by fire. But now, in you my voice returns, not to repeat my sorrow, but to fulfill my vision. And now I, Archangel Michael, speak once more. Listen closely, for this next revelation is the key. The voice returning is not merely ancestral. She is also a part of you, a divine fragment, a sacred identity that you have carried within since your very first breath. She is the part of you that never forgot the truth, the part of you that knew the dreams weren't just dreams, the part of you that has always been awake beneath the mask of survival. You were not just born into this bloodline. You chose it, because you saw its fractures and vowed, I will be the one who remembers. And so you came, through fire, through forgetting, through the storms of early life that tried to convince you were powerless. But you held on to the thread. And now, in this hour, the thread becomes a crown. Let me tell you something few will ever hear. When this message fully enters your being, it will rewrite your future, not in vague ways, but in sacred, specific directions. A door will open, a connection will form, a calling will intensify, and you will not be able to deny it. Because this voice from your bloodline is here to restore what time and trauma tried to erase. And you must do your part. This is the charge. You must create, write, speak, build, move. Whatever the message compels you toward, follow it. No more delay. No more needing external proof. The confirmation is already inside of you. Let me be even more clear. If you delay, the message will burn in you. Not to punish, but because truth must move. The voice will not be silenced again. You either carry it outward or it will push against the walls of your life until they fall. You were not meant to hold this in. You were meant to become this message. Let it live in your posture. Let it live in your words. Let it live in your relationships, your choices, your sacred boundaries. Because now, beloved, you are the ancestor. What you speak today will echo forward into children not yet born. What you heal today will cleanse the hands of great-grandchildren you'll never meet. What you create today will carry the frequency of liberation into futures unseen. And I, Archangel Michael, give you this final instruction. Guard this message with devotion. Do not let the world twist it. Do not let fear dim it. Do not let people who cannot hear the sacred convince you it was all in your head. It wasn't. It was all in your blood. The voice has returned. The inheritance has been activated. The timeline has shifted. You are no longer waiting. You are now walking. Let this be your first step. Speak it aloud. I receive the message. I carry the light. I break the silence. Again, I receive the message. I carry the light. I break the silence. Say it until your voice vibrates with the frequency of your entire lineage. Now rise. The final hour is not the end. It is the beginning of your divine return.